I'm Brindi Kisamore for On the Mark Associates from our YouTube channel, and we're here with Wendy Kosloski, and she's from Teague's Interiors, and she is an interior designer and artist, and we're going to ask her some questions about color and how she works with it in her profession. So, working at Teague's, do you find you deal a lot with color and just your clients? Can you describe an average day for me?
Color is basic to everything we do. Usually people come in because they want to spruce things up and give them a fresh look. So we might end up working with colors that are already there, permanent colors, like the hard surfaces that maybe aren't going to change. So we need to mitigate the existing blah or tiresome look and give it a fresh look. So that might mean new wall colors, new throw pillows, new upholstery, new area rugs, and new textures to go along with the new colors.
Very nice. So, when you go about working with a client, what's the process? Do you usually take them through steps in determining what exactly they want, or do you just see something and naturally just envision a space, or how come
I'm
it works?
one of those people in my business who tries to take clues from the customer's desires and needs rather than to impose my own personal style on them. So I ask a lot of questions to find out what their priorities are in terms of what's their priority area, and then where do we go from there as far as their personal desires. So finding out what people want in terms of color is great, and it's so wonderful because I have all the palettes of all the paint colors, and there's so much out there in terms of even finish on paints, so we can begin to get an idea of what they respond to, because let's face it, people respond emotionally and physically to color.
So, I was also hearing that you're artist. Do you see a lot of trends between your customers' taste and your personal taste in your own art?
As far as flexibility and change, over time, definitely. It used to be I very seldom worked in this geographic locale with anyone doing very modern things.
Yeah.
But modern has become much more acceptable in the last 5 to 8 years. And now we're going back to the distress look. Even high-end has got to have some texture and distress and look repurposed. So it's definitely, we're a business of trends, keeping an eye on them and helping them to be lasting and work with things that are already there, because the economy is still very much a factor.
So when you're working on projects, what kind of materials do you normally use or recommend your clients use if they want to do the project on their own?
Well, we have a lot of paint samples, and Teague's even carries one line of paint, the original Annie Sloan chalk paint. So if the customer needs a painter and needs to do walls, then we can help them with that, because we have all the paint samples for all the paint brands, the local paint brands. And then, or if they have a wonderful piece that they're bored with because it's brown and it's grandma's and they just don't want to get rid of it and it fits in their room, then we can use chalk paint and we can paint for them, or they can paint themselves. And I give classes on how to do that, because it's a wonderful, very, very matte paint, but it can be waxed and be very wonderful for changing something into your own style.
Very neat. So it's very versatile and you can work it with just about anything.
Yes,
cool.
31 colors.
Wow. Are these some of the colors here?
Yes. This is a whole palette of all the paints except one. English yellow was added since this was printed. So there's a lot of possibilities, and you know, when there's 31 colors, you can mix a lot more. So there's thousands of options. And that is a wonderful way to change something and give it your own style. Shabby chic and the French look are really popular right now, distressed and repurposed. I just traded somebody for some wire I found out in the field because it was authentic.
Nice.
You know? Rusty wire is good. It's beautiful to look at, and you can put it on your wall and it
adds that extra
space.
Yeah, extra texture and color. Well, thank you very much for coming and talking with us here on the Mark, and definitely hearing more about color and It's very nice. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and it's a pleasure talking about color.
This has been Brindi Kisamore here at On the Mark Associates. You can find many other videos on color here on our YouTube channel.